So Vancouver is the biggest city here in British Columbia, and we are 1 hour away drive. If you drive from, Vancouver, we are 1 hour away by drive, the Abbotsford. So it's very accessible. City of Abbotsford itself is the fifth largest city in British Columbia, and these are some of the stats about it. Like it's very multicultural. It's a medium-sized city. It's clean. It's green. It's beautiful. Those are some of the pictures of the city. We have like the picture on the far down right. That's our downtown, and then the left, right. That's like an open mall that we have. It's called High Street Mall, and we have Abbotsford Canucks team. We have like a stadium here on campus, and lots of beauty and nature around us. Before we dive into the program details, which I will do in a minute, I wanted to talk about student housing. So this is like on-campus student housing. On the two right photos, you see the student dormitory building. That's the dorms. On the left, the top left is our cafeteria, and the right one, bottom left one is our dining hall inside the cafeteria. So we have like a beautiful newly built housing building, which we just built like last year. We opened the doors to students this January. It has 400 beds, like 400 rooms available for students with a meal plan and everything. So students can choose to stay on campus. And like I said, that's the new dorms. Prices in terms of the rent to be living on campus, it's very affordable. It's actually slightly cheaper than if you live outside on your own. So for example, the average monthly rent at the UFV is about $900. But if you are to rent a one-bedroom apartment outside, it could be anywhere from 12 to 1,400 Canadian dollars per month. So like you save money if you live on campus. And plus, there's lots of opportunity for you to be making friends, to be building a community. Your classrooms, everything is in walking distance. There's no need to get a car or take the buses. So it has like its own benefits. I'm gonna move on to the next slides, but please let me know if you have any questions. In terms of student services, we provide a whole lot of services for students. So the difference when you come to a university like University of the Fraser Valley, or when you go to like a small college or like a private university or something like that, is the degree of care. University of the Fraser Valley, like I said, being a public government university, we invest a lot in student services to make sure that you're taken care of here when you're here, that you're guided, that you know what you're doing. And if you have issues, there's somebody to help you solve that problem. So you go through your program as fast as possible and graduate successfully, and move on with your life. So we do have international academic advising services. We have advisors who will help you, guide you through your degree. If you want to choose a major or a minor, or if you want to be switching programs. For example, I'm studying in computing science, but I find programming really hard. Can you help me find another program that I'm interested in, so I can switch programs? All of those things are on the table. Sometimes international students come here, they have picked a program and they're in trouble because they could be like, the program is hard, they don't like the professor, something like that, and they think that they're stuck. But that's not true. You can always come to UFV International, to us, to avail all of these services to guide you and to solve your problems and to help you become more successful. We have counseling services. So this has to do with mental health. Sometimes students come here and they're, like maybe they're struggling because of being far from home, missing their home food or not having friends. So they feel homesick, and we like help them to access counselors so they could, like they could help them get back to normal.
I
We
didn't
have
get
like,
that. Could you try again?
sorry, that was my iPhone. We also have international student orientation. So this is at the beginning. We help students to give them school tours and stuff. This is like week one of your stuff at studies at UFV to help you see what services we have available, show you all the buildings and stuff like that. We have Center for Accessibility Services. So if any student has mental like learning disability or like physical disability, we help them with that. We have a center for experimental and career education, which helps students get a hands-on experience when they're studying a program. So this is the center where you will be able to get like co-op opportunities, work on campus opportunities as a student, research opportunities, teaching assistant opportunities, anything that will help students to get a student job, a co-op, something like that, to be able to learn hands-on experience, to get some work experience and get an idea of the Canadian working culture before they graduate and go into the real world and trying to find themselves work. And then, we even have like dog therapy. I'm not gonna bother you with that one. So we have lots of activities for students to do outside of the classroom at UFV. We have 65 different social clubs. These are student-built clubs that students come together for like meetings and activities to be building social connections, to learn something, to make friends. For example, they could be like a hiking club, or could be like a math club, or like a public speaking club, or sometimes they could be like cultural clubs, like we have like an African Association club, or like a Middle Eastern club that students come together and put events together. We also have sports teams. So like if anybody is like into sports, you can play them in your leisure time as sort of like a activity, or you can even join the professional sports. So we have like a gym on campus that's open to students for free. You can access the gymnasium for free if you want to exercise or do whatever. And we also have like personal training and drop-in classes for like specific activities. I spoke about the QS stars ranking at the beginning. And I did say that we have 5 stars out of 5 stars in employability. This is the most important thing, because QS, an external ranking body, has come and evaluated UFV, and it says that we are really preparing students for the job market, for like hands-on, giving them hands-on experience, so when they graduate, they're ready to enter the job market and work. We have over 180 plus research assistant opportunities available every year at UFB, and more than 16 programs have a co-op component. So that could be like your Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Computing Science, Bachelor of Biology, Bachelor of Chemistry. All of these have like a co-op component with them that you can, like the business administration, for example. Very many IT programs that we have, they have a co-op component that we put you, and like I said, we have like a center for co-op placement. They help you, put you in touch with an employer. So like a company, a real company here in the Fraser Valley, we have connections with over 600 companies, and that they take our students with co-op placement, and you go there and work hands-on on solving a problem, on learning, and then when you graduate, sometimes if you have been like a really good co-op student with them, they even might like hire you for like an opening that they have. And like I said, we have other opportunities like working on campus or like field schools. We also have study abroad opportunities. So you could be coming to UFV here in Canada, in British Columbia, and then going somewhere abroad to study. So for 1 semester or 2 semesters, and some of them could be like in Paris, in Netherlands, in Australia, in Peru, in Japan, and South Korea. You can work with our study abroad office to pick a program to go overseas and learn for 1 semester. It helps you gain like global perspective, and you bring the credits that you have studied in one of these partner universities, you bring them back to UFV, and the time and that study, the credit will count towards your program at UFV. These are some of the images that we have collected over years to show you what kind of like hands-on experience we're talking about. So like our fine arts and performing art programs, for example, on the top left side of the slide, and bottom, we have a Bachelor of Media Studies where you learn animation, game design, figure drawing, and 2D design, 3D design, and we put you in touch with local agencies here, like Sony, animations, or other smaller agencies that work with Sony and Pixar animations for like graphic and digital design work. We have our the Bachelor of Biology, Chemistry, Bachelor of Bioscience. We have like a natural sciences. So that's all the picture on the right corner that shows that you can go out in the nature and take samples and experiment and check, acidity levels in the rivers and bugs and things like that. We have an agriculture technology diploma and a degree. So those are like the middle pictures that you learn a little bit about like farming and how to raise chickens or cows or organic, eggs. And we also have like farming component, like I said, like, so like we have like a berry production certificate. We also have a Bachelor of Business Administration with a major in aviation. So that would be like students who come here and take this program, they will be taking the Bachelor of Business Administration and also learn how to become a pilot on the side with like a local flight training. And we have like a Bachelor of Kinesiology up top right, which is like a sports management diploma for like sports injury, working with athletes to, getting them back to health. We also have like an automations and robotics program, a digital manufacturing program. There are lots of really cool programs in pretty much every field that you can imagine here at UFV. Admission requirements, now that I have spoken a little bit about the programs, we have like a general admission requirements that will be making you admissible to UFV. But then we have a specific degree and degree requirements. So overall, any students that we are taking to UFV, we're expecting them to be a high school grad. So you have 12 years of education. In the Pakistani system, you have to done your metric and I think FA. So you have to have 12 years of education before, just like there, before entering university, you have to have 12 years of education. It's the same here. You have to have like completed grade 12. We are also looking for English language proficiency. So you have to need to have something like an IELTS 6.5 in the academic model, or something close to it, like a TOEFL equivalent or a Duolingo equivalent. And also you will have to have basic other things like math and stats if you're going to programs like a Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Computing Science, any program like that, you have to have like math 12. There are lots of details in here. I'm not going to go through them. You're welcome to ask me any questions if you have at the end of this presentation, or like ask Farouk, our partner with the study concern, or like look it up at the UFV website. I spoke about English language proficiency, so this slide is very important. Like I said, we have two models. Right now, given the visa application barriers and given what's happening in Canada, I would suggest that all students have the full English language proficiency when they're coming to Canada. So you need to have so look at the column on the right. It says direct entry to academic programs, and that's the one that you'd be looking at. We need to have an IELTS 6.5 in the academic model with no band under 6, or you need an IM and a TOEFL 88, a Duolingo 110, and we also take these other courses like ILAC, ILAC, KL, PTE, but right now the most popular is IELTS and Duolingo with international students at the moment. I'm gonna skip over some of these program-specific admission requirements. I'm gonna open up the floor hopefully soon for Q&A, and then you can tell me which program you're interested in, and based on that, I can help you find expand on the admission requirements for that program. So lots of programs, obviously, with admission details. And then here are the steps to apply to UFV as an international student. So like you find a program, you choose a program with the help of me, with the help of our friend here, Farouk, with study concern. You check the program entrance requirements. So does it need math? For example, if it's like a Bachelor of Biology, a Bachelor of Business Administration, a Bachelor of Computing Science, it would need a Math 12, which means that you have studied math in the last 2 years of your high school, so grade 11 and grade 12. You apply to the program online. There's a $150 application fee, which you don't have to pay today here with me. I have a waiver code that I will give to Farouk, and you can use that application waiver code to apply for free. So that $150 application is waived, and you send your official transcripts to us. You upload them onto the system. I'm going to show you, if we have time a little bit later, the application portal. And then once we evaluate your academic background, your English language proficiency, your high school proficiency, your math proficiency, let's say for some programs, we will give you an offer of admission. And then you will have to pay the tuition, the first semester tuition, to accept that offer of admission. So we have a $5,000 deposit. The tuition fee, which I'm going to go into very quickly, the tuition fee is about $11,000, 11,000 Canadian dollars per semester. But to be making the admission process quick, we have broken that into 2 steps. So you can pay a $5,000 deposit to get your letter of acceptance, we call it an LOA, to reserve your seat, and then you pay the rest, and then you apply for your study permit to come to Canada. On the right, we have application deadlines on when to apply. Right now, we are in January. Excuse me, I have a flu. Right now, we are in January. So we are taking applications right now for summer and fall of 2026. So classes that will start in May of 2026, and then classes that start in September of 2026. Usually the September semester is the one that's the most popular, and more students will come to that. And we're taking applications right now. The deadline for summer classes are closing. fast, as you can see, February 1st. And then the deadline for fall semester is May 31st. So obviously you have lots of time to put your information together and apply to UFV and come for the September semester. A very quick point. I'm not sure if there are very many of you wanting to transfer to UFV, but I spoke about students who have graduated high school to come to UFV. So that's one type of student and the main type of student. But we also accept students who are transferring from another university. So let's say you're studying in Lahore in a university and you have been studying for like 1 year there in the Bachelor of Business Administration, and now you're planning to come to UFV. That 1 year of studies that you have done there is not going to go to waste. We will look into the previous education that you have and try to see if we can transfer those credits towards your credential at UFV. There are a few conditions that you have to meet, and one of them is that you must be studying in a recognized education institution. So what that means is that the university that you're studying in, college that you're studying right now in Lahore or Islamabad or anywhere, it needs to be recognized by the Ministry of Higher Education in Pakistan. As long as your own local government and local ministry recognizes this, your degree, your proficiency, that this is a legitimate, recognized institution, we will take those credits and accept them towards your program at UFV. So here are some details about tuition, like I spoke about. We've broken them down by semester. One semester is 4 months. So students usually study for 2 semesters and take the summer off to work, to go back home, to visit family if they need to. The majority of the students actually work. So let's say you start in September of 2026. Your first semester will cost around $11,500, and then from next semester onward, it costs around $11,000. $11,000. We have a $1,450 administration fee that we apply on the first semester. You don't have to pay that after the first semester, so you actually end up paying a little bit less after the first semester. The minimum requirement for you is to be taking 4 courses at UFV at any given point, and that maintains your full-time status at UFV. And also, you are legally, when you're on a study permit in Canada, you're legally supposed to be studying full-time in your designated university. And this is like that. It's like full-time study if you're taking 4 courses at University of the Fraser Valley. And then, so we have like 2 types of programs, undergraduate and graduate. For most of you who are coming to bachelor's degrees, the top table is relevant for undergraduate programs. And then the table at the very bottom, we have an estimate of how much it will cost you to live in Canada. So like a rough cost of living. And based on our calculations, it's about $6,000 to $12,000 Canadian per year for you to be living in Canada. And that depends 100% on how you live. If a student is being very good with budgeting for food, for transportation, and they're living in a shared apartment, they save, obviously. But if you're buying a car and you're ordering food maybe every day from outside and you're renting a fancy apartment for $1,500 every month, then of course your cost of living will be different. So this is a rough idea of the budget of how much it could cost you to be living in Canada. But of course, it depends completely on how you budget and your lifestyle. All in all, we ask students to budget about $30,000 to $40,000 Canadian every year for their academic studies and their cost of living and everything all together. We have scholarships. So of course we understand that, like students need some financial help from time to time for their education journey here in Canada. We have two different types of scholarships that we offer for very smart, bright students to attract quality students to University of the Fraser Valley. The first one is the International Excellence Entrance Scholarship. It's a $20,000 Canadian scholarship, which is like a lot of money. So if you get this scholarship, it basically pays for 1 year of your tuition out of the 4 years that you have to do. Let's say you want to go into the Bachelor of Business Administration, the $20,000, because I said it's $11,000 per semester, so about $22,000 per year. So this roughly pays 1 year of your tuition. For this one, you have to have a GPA of 3.75, so like between an A and an A plus on your graduation high school marks, and a perfect score of IELTS 5.5. We call this a renewable scholarship. So you're not getting all the $20,000 on day one. You will be admitted to UFV. You pay your first semester tuition, and then from your second semester, we pay you $5,000 for first year, and then you need to maintain a GPA of 3.0 for the next 4 years to be taking the 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 every year. So let's say you start in September. On 1st of September, let's say first week of September, when you start UFV, we transfer $5,000 into your student account, and that money can be used toward your tuition at UFV. But because you've already paid your first semester, it's going to be used toward your second semester, but you get the money in your first semester. And then you have to maintain a GPA of 3.0. And then next semester, September, 1 year later, next September, you're going to get 5,000, and then the September following, and then following for the 4 years of degree like I said in the example, towards your Bachelor of Business Administration or Bachelor of Biology or whatever you have to. The second scholarship is a one-time scholarship. It's an regional entrance scholarship, and it's a $5,000 scholarship, and you will get this in your first semester, the whole money, and you can use that toward your tuition at UFV. And for this one, you have to have a graduating high school, grade 12, GPA of 3.0. So we've come to the end of the slides. What do UFV graduates say about us? So like I talked about the QS stars ranking at the beginning, we get 5 stars out of 5 stars in employability, internationalization, and globalization, and our graduates are successful when they leave University of the Fraser Valley. This is a survey that we had done, and you can see the stats here at the bottom. So 95%, I'm looking on the left screen to be reading my notes. So 95% of students who graduated from UFV were satisfied with their decision to be taking UFV. 98% of students are satisfied with the quality of education and the degree of the education they have received, that they think that they have learned something here when they were here for 4 years at UFV. And 94% of students would recommend us to their friends or family. And overall, 99% of students were satisfied with the quality of instruction. So this is like the quality of teachers at UFV that they're taking, they're teaching the programs. And one last stat that it's not in here, over 80% of UFE graduates find work in their field of study within the first 6 months of graduation, which is a big one, because you may not realize this, but once you graduate from university, it's hard to find that first job. So based on our stats and research, it seems that most of students, the majority of students that we graduate, are able to successfully find work in their field of education. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. I am now going to be opening the floor for question and answer. This is my contact information. Again, my name is Yelda, and I'm the Associate Director of Marketing and Applicant Relations. My job is to be helping students to find the right program, to come to UFV. We have a whole team of people here that could do that for you, to help you in my team at UFV International. That's my email address and my phone number. And you can look us up on social media. We are on Instagram, and you can also Google us. We are international. Our website is international.ufv.ca, or you can just Google University of the Fraser Valley International, and you should be able to find all the information. I guess some people chat GPT these days, so you can chat GPT us. So I'm happy to answer any questions you may have at this point. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, because when I'm sharing my screen, I cannot see you all. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen to be able to see you and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. So please.
Yes, dear students, you can ask question even in Urdu, not too shy.
Yeah, can I ask?
Yes, please.
Yeah, actually, I want to know that I am bachelor's in computer science with 3.39 CGPA, and my wife is also bachelor's in computer science with a gold medal, like 4.4 of 4.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Abdul.
Oh, hold on.
Abdul, can you please speak loudly?
I think he's trying to figure out his mic.
Yes.
In the meanwhile, if anybody has a question, so I'm seeing the chat. Yes, Abdul, all of this information is available on our website. I'm gonna type in the web link here on the chat for anybody who would want to access it. Just give me 1 second. So this is the link to the UFV International website. And you can find all of the information about admission requirements, about scholarships, about find your programs on the website. If you want to know which programs are open to international students, you can look at this link, programs open to students. This is the link that you can check to see which UFV programs are open to international students, because not all programs are open to international students. For example, our Bachelor of Nursing is not taking any international students at the moment. And I know maybe like Farouk, if you have like any questions on which
Yes, I just want to add a few points. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, your presentation is lovely and you covered each and everything. Dear students, I want to recommend you, although there's a possibility, there's an option to pay your advanced tuition fees only $5,000, but you're welcome to pay your full year tuition fees.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
so that visa officer um, can can be happy more
yes,
with you.
yes.
Okay.
That's absolutely recommended,
Yeah.
especially right now, of showing proof of finances on your visa application is a very important thing. So when you get your offer letter from UFV, it gives you those two options. So it says option one, you can only pay the $5,000 deposit, or option two, you can pay the first full year, 2 semesters of tuition, about $21,000. And we recommend students to be taking that, the second option, because that will help you make a stronger visa application. Yes.
And also, dear students, as there's no any visa interview, but your study plan, yeah, statement of purpose must be very strong. Who will guide you
Yes.
how to write it, or what points should be included. And I will also recommend that you should, when you write your statement of purpose, you should give headings, very nice and beautiful and meaningful headings, so that
Yes.
visa officer uh, can understand. Yes, he's the student. He know each and everything about his program, about the university, about the tuition fees, and he's a genuine student. So
Yes.
not to worry, we will help you step by step when you will come. And the nice thing is that there's no any application fees. So
Yes.
if you are serious about University of the Fraser Valley, so there's no need to pay any application fees. You just give me documents and I will apply on your behalf. And I hope you will get your offer letter on time.
Yeah, thank you, Farah, for clarifying that. So for everybody here, please put your application to University of the Fraser Valley through Education Concern, and also your visa application, because it's very difficult. There are a lot of requirements, there are a lot of documents needed, there's a lot of details that you have to look at. For example, the statement of intent that Farah just spoke about. And for somebody who's doing this for the first time in their life, you think that it's easy, but it's not. And if you make mistakes and if you don't cover something that you're supposed to cover, or didn't answer a question properly, it could increase your chance of getting a visa refusal, unfortunately. So after all this hard work that you have done to apply to UFE, to pay, to want to come to Canada, all of that is wasted, because you're not going to be able to come to UFB. And that's why we work with education agents, experienced education agents who have been in the field for years, and they're doing this to help you to apply to UFB and for a visa to come to Canada. There's obviously absolutely no charge at the moment, like I said, because we cover the $150 application fee. Farouk, I'm going to send you an email with the waiver code, and you can use that, so the students don't have to pay the $150 application fee.
Thank you very much. And one another point, please don't, dear students, don't use ChatGPT for the study plan or statement of intent. Okay, use your own mind. It's very to write statement of purpose is very easy. It is not difficult. It's not a rocket science. I will guide you step by step. It's very easy. It should be meaningful, simple, and with headings.
Thank you.
Yes.
Somebody says in the chat to share MS details. I don't know what MS is. Is that like a
Master in Science, I think.
Master Science?
Yes.
We don't have a Master Science. We do have a Master of Computing Science, and it would be in the list of the programs that I just shared. So you know, you can have a look at it. Yes, English language proficiency. You would at the time of
Hello.
application. Hello?
Yes, hello.
I know somebody else was speaking, so I know. At the time of application.
Yes,
Hi.
please.
What are you doing?
I think he has.
You teach me English.
Dear friend, I call you after this event. So just at this point, you just listen. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So Adil, I think, was asking about if you we cannot speak hear you. Please type your question in the chat. There's like a chat box. You can type your questions in the chat, and I can see them. So English language proficiency, you have to have an IELTS. It's like IELTS academic 6.5 with no band under 6.0. This is requirements. This is for all programs. So if you want to, I think you meant, who's this person? Abdul, you are asking if you can take this later or later. You will, when you're applying to UFV, you will have to upload the English proficiency, you know. Okay, let me show you. It's easier to show you than telling you. Okay, sharing my screen again. Farooq, please tell me if you can see my screen.
Not yet. Yes, I can see.
Okay, so this is the university's website, right? This is University of Fraser Valley. This is international website. And in here, when you click on the very button, you can find the programs that are open for you for international students. On this list of the programs, you can find if this program is a degree or diploma, if it's eligible for post-graduation work permit, like I just spoke about it, and what code the government of Canada uses for post-graduation work permit, and how long is that program and when it starts. So 2-year programs are diploma, 4-year programs are bachelor programs. So that's point number one. When you scroll down on UFE website, you can see here like admission requirements, tuitions and fees, application deadline, scholarships. I just talked about scholarships. And then this button, how to apply, it will take you to the application portal. So when you go, you click one more time and it takes you to the application portal. And on the application portal, I'm not going to be able to log in, but like when you log in and you start as a student, you fill in an application form and you upload your documents. It will give you places like upload your English language proficiency, upload your high school diploma, you upload them, and then you submit them to UFE for review. I hope this answers your questions. And in here, it will ask you to pay $150 application fee, which you don't have to if you work with Farooq, because we are giving them a waiver code to apply for free to UFE. For Abdul with a BS in computing science with a 3.4 FFR, your chances are very good to apply for a master's of computing science. 100%. IELTS is compulsory in every country, unless you're coming from the UK or US. from countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, you must submit a proof of English language proficiency.
One more question, please. Can you hear
Yes.
me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. I have a medical condition like hepatitis B positive, not active carrier showing in the reports, but I'm physically good. So is there any chance to move to Canada, or do they require the negative report?
Please, I think you are you are muted. Please say again.
I think we got an idea of the question. So any health problems like that, University of the Fraser Valley will not be able to accept you or reject you based on health conditions. We are a university. We will be looking specifically at your education background. So your IELTS, your high school, blah, blah, blah. When you're applying to a visa, for a visa to come to Canada, there's going to be a health check. And I know that they're looking for tuberculosis and hepatitis and things like that. So I don't know how to answer that. Farouk, if you are an ICRC or you know somebody who's an immigration consultant, maybe they would be able to answer Abdul's question better.
Abdul, I know about that TB, which is not acceptable, but for your hepatitis, I need to check from the medical center, and I will let you know tomorrow, inshallah.
All right. I'm waiting for your response.
Okay.
Basically, it's not active. It's carrier. It's just showing in the report, and
Okay.
nothing more than that. I'm physically very fit.
Okay. Your CGP is also good, so I hope I will check your
Yeah.
concern and
My CGPA is 3.39, and my wife's CGPA is 4 out of 4. So we both wanna apply. So if you can answer my medical conditions question, so we can go ahead.
okay. Yes, inshallah. I will tell you tomorrow.
Okay, we are over time.
Thank
So I have time for one more question if somebody has a question, and then we will wrap up this session. Okay, I guess there are no more questions. So Farouk, I imagine that you have contact information of everybody.
Yes.
You're welcome, Abdul. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time and attention. Thank you, Farouk, for arranging this. Please send me any questions that you may have, that you may get from the students. We are happy to help you. And I'm going to send you an email with the waiver code.
Okay.
And, I hope to see some of you here in Canada soon.
Yes, inshallah. And I hope we will arrange the same type of event in each month.
Hopefully, inshallah. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Farouk. You all have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Okay, bye. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, बेशक आप उर्दू में कोई क्वेश्चन करना चाहें कर लें, और आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन मेरे पास है, ईमेल भी है, टेलीफोन नंबर भी है। सो मैं आपसे इन टच रहूँगा ताकि आपको और आपके पास भी मेरा मोबाइल नंबर है जो कि व्हाट्सएप पे है, तो आप मुझसे रब्ता कर सकते हैं। ईमेल ऑलरेडी आपके पास मेरा मौजूद है। तो अब आज तक के लिए इतना काफ़ी है, फिर दोबारा मिलते हैं। थैंक यू। अल्लाह हाफिज़।